Okay. Can you provide your name and the details of your background, such as your native language, when you learned English, and why?
My name is Saida Rizvi and my native tongue is Urdu. I was originally born in India. At the age of 16 months, I moved with my biological family in Bangladesh, which was then East Pakistan. At 3 years and 9 months, I was given away for fostering by my biological mother to an Indian-born Irish-American lady. My biological mother was experiencing negative family conditions. Mummy, my foster mother, schooled me from 3 years 9 months till the age of 14. The only language I heard and spoke was British English henceforth, and I completely forgot my mother tongue. Mummy restricted Urdu, and no one ever spoke it at home.
And what kind of feelings did you have towards your teachers and parent figures when you were learning English?
The feelings I have towards my foster mother is implicit gratefulness, because I wouldn't be the person I am today if she had not taught me the way she did. Of course, there is some resentment because of her unintended dictatorial style, but growing up between the mid-50s and 60s, I consider it okay.
Did you want to say anything about your mother's background that you think led her to?
I think further on, perhaps, in the questions,
Okay.
I might be able to share something.
Gotcha. At what point do you feel you mastered the English language?
It is difficult to tell because I do not think I made a conscious effort to learn it or speak it. It became part of me. I might have felt I had mastered it around ELL, English language learners, or non-speaking English speakers in my adult life. Later on, I might have realized that I have mastered the language.
Okay. What were or are some of the feelings you encountered as an English language learner?
While I was growing up with Mummy, I was not able to verbalize my feelings, but as I became an adult, there were many feelings of alienation from my native language. I had to relearn it when Mummy gave me back to my biological mother at the age of 14. Through life, I've been extremely confused in balancing both languages, and in the process, culture, mannerisms, and lifestyles have gotten mixed up. Finally, I have chosen the world mainstream of standard English for my children and me. This shift occurred when I realized that if one knows English, no matter what dialect, they can land themselves with a job even in the remotest part of the world. That is how widely spoken the English language is. I made standard English our mother tongue 10 years into my marriage and 4 children later. My ex-husband is related to me from my biological mother's side of the family, and his culture, mannerisms, and lifestyle is entirely in Urdu. However, because of our marriage, he speaks perfect English now, and likewise, I speak fluent Urdu. I am upset by the fact that I did not teach my children Urdu, because in their adult lives, they feel the deprivation and are quite embarrassed in community gatherings.
Would you want to expand on how, when you first came to America, how you feel the interactions were between the people that were here already and how they viewed you?
We came in very confidently because English has been our everyone's mother tongue and the main language spoken at home since 1984. I came to the United States with my family, with my 3 daughters. My son was already here in America. We felt very confident when we entered the US because of English being our mother tongue. But when we came here, we realized that it wasn't. The accents and the way we spoke was entirely alien to the local Americans living in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a great learning experience for all of us to be able to identify what different dialects mean, accents, and also with that comes the interaction of culture. It's part and parcel of language.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the next 20 years we've been learning, and we still learn every day about different dialects and English as a second language and different accents.
One thing I want to get across is whenever I first started speaking to you about this, you mentioned how you were so, excited to come here and open and just open to new experiences, but from Americans' point of view, they weren't as open when you first.
Yes,
Visited?
absolutely, and this we've experienced in many cultures, but especially in the United States. Our first experience for traveling abroad was in Egypt, Cairo, and when we went there, we were highly intimidated by the fact that everyone spoke Arabic. French was the second language, and English, of course, as I told you, that is spoken worldwide, so everyone knew English. But as we've gone along, through the years, we went to England and then to the Cayman Islands, which is based on Jamaican English or Caymanian accent, and then we kind of adopted that. But English is the focus around the world, so we never really experienced the alienation as much as we experienced it in the U.S. Sad to say.
Gotcha. And as an English language learner, what's the most important piece of advice you can give an English language learner teacher?
To the English language teacher, my first and foremost advice, without a doubt, is to have a positive regard for your students, for the ELL learners. Never make them completely disregard their own culture. Always let them know that all languages are wonderful, and the more languages you learn, the better it is for you. Teach them English in a way that is integrated with their own culture at all times. So they do not start looking at their native tongue as something to despise, rather to respect.
Thank you.